Grant, obviously stepping in here on short notice, I guess. What was the process to get you booked in this fight?
This isn't short notice. I was scheduled to fight on November 5th about 10 weeks ago, so I've been in camp for 8 weeks. I went through 6 different opponents, and it really looked like I wasn't gonna get to fight. And then Jakar backing out. I can't talk today. It just kind of all fell together really good. I've watched Mark for a long time. I knew the opponent. I liked the matchup, and it all came into place. You know, he's got just as much time to prepare for me as I had to prepare for him.
Yeah. How difficult was that process, just to keep your focus or to keep the mindset right when that's constantly changing?
Man, it was awful. It was awful. And everybody that they offered me were complete polar opposites of each other. The nice thing was the last guy before Mark that I thought I was fighting was a very good wrestler. So I was getting ready for that kind of style. He's more of a folk style wrestler. Mark's a Greco style wrestler. So it is different, but at least I was in the grappling department and everything. But I'm in shape. I'm ready to go. I've had a full camp. If he wins, it's not because of a bad camp or a bad cut. This is going to be just like normal.
Nice. Have you been following Mark's work, and is it somebody that you thought you would pair up with at some point?
Yeah, I've watched him fight for a long time. I watched from his debut on. I'm a fan of the sport, man. I was watching him when I was still a 145er. Not so much because I thought I was going to fight him any day, but just because I love the sport and I love watching. So I knew exactly who he was as soon as they said his name. It's definitely a tough fight, super, super difficult fight, but I think the winner of this fight gets ranked. So that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Is it a fight that you kind of have to go in the mindset it's probably going 15 minutes? I mean, it seems like he has a lot of real grinding type fights.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially at this level, you got to just assume that you're going to be fighting for 15 minutes or more. Everybody's so good. The last guy I fought was really good. The guy I fought before that was really good. Like, they're all so good, and they're just going to keep getting better as I get better. So I'm definitely ready for a 15-minute war. If I can get him out of there sooner, that'd be great, but I'm not holding my breath.
Is that really you're getting married soon?
Yeah, I get married 15 days after the fight, so yeah.
So is the fiance giving you like, hey, don't come out of there with a black eye? You know what I mean? You got to be ready for these pictures.
Well, she actually loved the matchup because she was like, if he beats you, it's probably just because he took you down and laid on you. I'm kidding, but no. We really wanted to fight sooner, and just with the opponents and just things, it got moved back. I told the UFC I have to fight before my wedding, and they were like literally the week before your wedding, and it looked like it was that or not fighting again this year, so I said yes. So we're ready to go, and 2 weeks is enough time. Even if he cuts me up or bruises me up, 2 weeks is enough time to look pretty.
Nice. Last thing for you, I think you kind of touched on it, but a win here. I mean, this seems like maybe one of the best matchups you could make outside of the rankings, right? I mean, with you two guys. So do you feel like, this win should catapult you into the rankings, or at least face a ranked opponent next? Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. The winner of this fight gets ranked on Monday, 100%, in my opinion. This is one of the best matchups because it's not grappler versus grappler or striker versus striker. This is competitor versus competitor. Lifelong competitor at the highest level competing against a lifelong competitor at the highest level. So whoever wins this fight, it's not going to be about who's the better wrestler, who's the better this, or who's the better that. It's going to be who is the better competitor. And that's what I'm excited about.
Hey, Grant, second fight at American Top Team. How's that been? Do you feel part of the team?
Yeah, absolutely, man. They welcomed me in day one, and I felt like I've clicked with all of the coaches. I feel like everything's going great. I got my boy Thiago Moises here, as always. I could not be happier with my team, and I could not be happier with the camp that we put together. A little bit more time maybe with the name would have been nice, but I'm in shape. I've been training. I'm ready to go.
Still, looking back at it, is this the best move you could have made for your career?
Yes.
And then how are you adapting to Florida?
Dude, I love Florida, man. I hate the cold. I absolutely hate the cold. I like snow for like a week, and then I'm over it. And it snows like 362 days of the year back in Missouri. So I'm not missing snow at all. I was tanning outside before I came, not here, but like came to Vegas. I love Florida. Florida's great.
With you trying to get a fight, and you said the 6 people had turned you down, like, how is the matchmaking for you? Like, were you looking for a high-ranked opponent, or was it at this point like, I'll fight whoever?
It went through stages. At first it was like, hey, top 15 or bust. You know, I'm taking top 15. And then it was like, okay, well, anybody right outside the top 15. And then it came to the point where I was like, hey, just sign somebody to fight me. Like, I'll go find somebody to fight me off the streets. Like, I gotta fight, you know. But other than an actual top 15 opponent, I think this is the best year. He's undefeated. He's looked incredible in his UFC run, so I definitely think that a win over him gets me ranked.
What were your thoughts on the two big lightweight fights from UFC 280, Islam versus Charles and Gamrot versus Benil?
Islam looked good, man. I don't know how you can knock a performance like that. He looked absolutely incredible, and I think this is good. I think anytime that you have a champion that is looking that dominant, it forces everybody else in the division to rise to the occasion. You know, like GSP, Demetrius Johnson, like all of these guys really force their weight classes to rise to the occasion to become better. So this is good for us. This is a good thing for us as a sport. And as for my boy Gamrot, you know, he couldn't get it done. I thought he looked a little off, you know, maybe the travel or something, but he looked great in the room. He looked great preparing. I don't think he has any excuses, and I know he's going to come back even stronger.
Who do you think should fight for that title?
Volkanovski. I think that when you're a champion, you jump the line. He wants the fight. I think they should give him the fight. If Volkanovski isn't an option, I think Beneil Dariush is the next most logical, in my opinion. I think he's there. You know, he's right there. Big, long win streak over good guys. Fight anybody, anytime, anywhere, and he's beating them. So I think that's what makes sense if it's not Volkanovski.
And then next week, your teammate Dustin Poirier is fighting against Michael Chandler. How do you see that fight going down?
It's going to be a war. Definitely. I don't think it's going 15 minutes for sure, but I got to go with my boy. I think DP is going to put him away. I personally think that Chandler's going to come out and try to wrestle hard, and he might have some success early, but Dustin's going to keep chipping at him, work his way up, and I think he'll end up knocking him out.